Hello and happy Sunday. I usually do my podcasting on Saturdays, but yesterday I went to my knit group and we had so much fun, and it was such a good day that we decided to continue our knit group after the knit store closed. So we went to a cafe and hung out and had coffee and a nice sandwich and knitted and talked and laughed, and it was such a good day that I wasn't home until like 7 o'clock or something. I left the house at like 10:30 and came back home at 7. And I didn't feel like doing it in the evening. I just wanted to chill with my husband. We had dinner and watched a movie, which was actually kind of bad, but I did a lot of knitting. So it was such a good day. And so I decided to do my podcasting today instead. I have a lot of things that I want to go over. Right here next to me on the table are a lot of project bags, because I'm going to go over my works in process, or like the things that I've started. Some of them are old and I know that I'm not going to finish them. So I'm going to go over them and I'm going to put everything that I'm going to keep working on over here, and the things that I'm going to rip out and use the yarn for something different are going to go over here. So, shall we do it? I'm just going to jump right in it. Okay. The first project that I see here is, I'm sorry, I have a bit of a cold. I haven't really recovered from my cold that I got when I was in Edinburgh, so I'm a little sniffy. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's how it is. The first project here is a shawl that was Romi Hill's mystery knit along. I think it was 2 years ago. I finished everything except for the knitted on border, because, like I've said before, I'm not a huge fan and I always seem to give up on this. And this has cables in it, and it looks really, really beautiful when it's done. But I'm just not connecting with this border process thing, this knitted on border. So what I'm gonna do is, I've set everything up. I put like stitch markers in between repeats. There are a lot of stitch markers here. I really love the colors and I think it's a beautiful piece. But I'm gonna do another border. I'm still gonna finish this, but I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do another border than it calls for in the pattern. It doesn't really look like the easy way out would be to add a fringe to it, but it's not a fringe type of shawl. I think it needs something a little bit more sophisticated maybe. So I am gonna finish. I'm just gonna do something else than what the pattern calls for this one. So this one goes over here, because I think I even know who I want to gift it to and everything. So I'm just gonna keep it over there. All right. The next project is actually a new one. It's the other shawl that I started I started it after I finished recording my last podcast. It's Chevron Shenanigans by Stephen West. It's my second one. I made I test knitted the pattern for Stephen, and I tested it in Ching Fibers BFL base, one of the kits that then went on sale in Stephen and Penelope, and I got my favorite set of yellows, and it's beautiful and I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. And I have a coworker. We work at the same office and we are sharing a room, and she fell absolutely in love with the project. I showed it to her a couple of times, and she absolutely fell in love with it. And then one day she was super sweet and she was like, maybe can you maybe help me out and like maybe do one for me? And I don't do a lot of knitting for other people. I mean, I like to knit for myself and my family and friends and stuff. And then I do a lot of test knitting for Stephen as well. So my knitting schedule is usually kind of jam-packed of stuff, and I don't have as much knitting time as I would like. So, but there was something about how enthusiastic and into it she was that made me want to do it for her. So yeah, we went and we picked out yarn. We went to a knitting store here in Reykjavík called Storkurinn, which is actually just next street from my office. And they had ching fibers, and we picked out a palette, and I am already on wedge number 14. So, whoop. Let me see. I was working on this before I started, so it's a bit of a mess. I've done, this is the first color here, and then I faded into a little bit darker purple here. It's actually the same color. It's called Cuttlefish, if I remember correctly. It's by Ching Fibers. This is the sock base, but this is the singles base. And the singles pick up the dye a little differently. So it's a really, really subtle fade that's going on here. And then I'm now working on this blue. It's this one. It is blue and purple, actually. It has purple speckles in it. So it really mixes well with the purple that I started with. And this color is called, let me see, Barefoot, also from Ching Fibers. And then the next color that I'm gonna blend in is gonna be this beautiful deep turquoise one. And the name of that one is Okinami. This is also Ching Fibers. The entire shawl is done in Ching Fiber. And then the last color is Panda. And that also has a little bit of the blue in it. So I think it's gonna be really good. So this is definitely a VIP that I'm currently working on. Like I said, I was working on it before I started recording. So this one goes over here. I'm really sorry about the sniffles. It's just, I can't help it. I can't do anything about it. The next project that I'm gonna show you is Vertices Unite by Stephen also. I'm up to about 65 stitches, and I'm doing the larger version, so I need to get up to, I think it's 90. I'm doing this as a sample for my friend Hafdís from Vivid Wool. I did a shawl for her as a sample. She needed samples done out of her yarn to show to people, and she asked me if I would be willing to do one for her. So I did, and I will put a link to it below and insert maybe a photo if I can figure it out, because my daughter is not at home. And I had so much yarn left over, so I decided to do another piece for her. I'm doing it out of her single base. It's a merino silk blend. It's really, really nice to work with. Getting a label here so I can show you. The main color, I'm going to use a lot of this white. It's white with these cute speckles. It's called Hawaii. It's 70% merino and 30% silk. It's really, really nice to work with. And then I have, yeah, this is the main color, and then I'm using this orange one now. And then I have 4 other colors here that I'm gonna, the pattern calls for 5, but you can play around with it any way you like. So these are the other 4 colors that I have. So I'm gonna mix them in, but I want like the majority of the shawl to be in the white because I think it's beautiful and I want to showcase it. So VIP number 3 that I'm gonna continue with. That's actually not going anywhere. Ooh, and here, like I said, some of these have been on the needles for a long time. But, I mean, some of them I still want to finish, and some of them are just, yeah, something that I don't want to do anymore. Look at my cute Moomin cup. So nice. A little bit of coffee. Yeah, so the next project that I'm going to show you, and it's going to remain a work in process, is Amsterdam, also by Stephen West. I don't have much left. The beautiful turquoise green is not showing up correctly on my camera, but it's a circular shawl. I really like it. The yarn is from Woolmeise, and this was one of his yarn along projects from last summer. So it's even in a Westnitz yarn along bag. Last summer? No, it was 2 years ago. It was in 2016. It even says so on the bag. So this is another project that I'm gonna continue with. And then I have mittens. Okay. I love these mittens. They're called Malay from Isolde Teak. They're absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. The problem with these is I started with the recommended yarn and needle size, and I got up to the thumb, and they were like this big. I have really small hands, so I frogged everything and I decided to go down to a needle size 2 and change out the yarn. This is the yarn that I started with. It's Jimson & Smith. It has the same gauge as the recommended yarn for the pattern, but it didn't turn out right for me. So I decided to go down to a needle size 2, and I started again taking these out because everything is tangled in here. I started in Tind Lamol, which is beautiful and much thinner, and it's easier to knit it tightly. And I started again, and there are a lot of strings here everywhere. Look, this is how it looks. I like the look of it, but still they are like this. They're way too big for my hands. I know they're not supposed to be like tight, but I'm never gonna be happy with them like this. I just know that I'm not gonna be happy. So I don't want to put so much work into mittens that I'm never gonna use and I'm not gonna be happy with. So unfortunately, I'm gonna frog these. So goodbye mittens. I'm so sad because I mean, this is just like one of the most beautiful mitten patterns that I've ever come across. When I saw this, I was just like, oh, I need to do this, but it doesn't suit my hands. So goodbye. I like the project back. Keep calm and carry yarn. So this one goes over here because I'm gonna frog this one. Next up is also mittens that I started some time ago. They just are not bringing me any joy, and I think they are now they are too small for my daughter's hands. They were supposed to be for my daughter. I have one done, but it's a pattern called Kaldbakur by my friend Hildur. I want to do these at some point, but I'm gonna do them differently than I did them. I need to make them bigger, and I need to make some changes. I was doing them out of lamul. This is this has a different gauge. Then it's the same yarn as I was using for my other mittens, but that one is much thinner. This one is much thicker. It's worsted weight yarn. So I'm gonna frog these. Unfortunately, I mean, it's just how it is. I started them a long time ago, and they've just been there, and it's time to just move on and do something different. I need to clean out some stuff, but the pattern is called Kaldbakur. Really nice mittens, and I will do them at some point, but not this pair. So this one goes over here as well. Okay, I have a lot of stuff, like I said, so I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, here we have it's called Drys, D-R-Y-S by Melanie Burke. It's a white scarf. I'm doing it out of Phoebe from Quince & Co. It's a beautiful, beautiful DK weight hand-dyed yarn. And I stopped because my knit store didn't get a new shipment of this yarn until recently. And then I got the 4th color, and I'm going to finish the pattern with that color. The one that I got is a blue color, but I've already used this beautiful burgundy color, this dark stone gray, and then the light gray. There's not much left of this, and this is just like super plain garter stitch with yarn over holes, and it's super simple. I'm just gonna add one more skein of yarn in a blue. I think it will go really nicely with, because this light gray has a little bit of a blue hint in it. So I think it's gonna be beautiful in that. So I am gonna finish this one at some point. It's a TV project. You can watch a movie and just knit, and you don't have to think much about it. The next project, I showed you this the last time. It's Kaldbakur, the shawl that my friend Taka designed. I haven't done anything more this week. I've been focusing on other projects, so it's still just a tiny baby. So this is definitely gonna remain a VIP because it's only been a project in the process of being knit on for a week. So no quitting on this one. Ooh, the next one is actually something that I'm gonna frog. It's called Dip Dye Shawl. I'm just not enjoying it at all. It's supposed to fade from this dark stone gray to yellow. There are actually 3 more colors that I need to add to it. These 3. And I love this yarn. This yarn has now been discontinued. They don't make it anymore. It's from Tusenfreds in Denmark. It's called Engleul. It is merino. It's produced in the UK for Tusenfred in Denmark. I love this yarn. It's held double here, so I'm just gonna frog this whole thing and use the yarn for something else. Because, yeah, it's another project that's just not bringing me any joy. At all. Sad to say, because, well, I really liked the look of the project and I really wanted to do it, but then I started and I fell out of love, as sometimes happens. I mean, yeah, you can't love everything all the time. So my next project is, this is another one that I'm gonna continue with. It's Hohi Lokacelli. It's her first mystery knit along. Starting point, mystery knit along. Yeah, I'm still working on clue number 1. I finished the first section of it. Look at this. I think it's so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I'm almost done with the second part of the first clue. It's exactly the same, but yeah. And the yarn that I'm using, because this is a special project to me. Me and my husband got married almost 2 years ago. Our anniversary is in May. We didn't go on a honeymoon until about a year later, just before Easter last year. And we went to Montreal in Canada, and we absolutely loved it there. And I visited a knitting store. And now some people are gonna think, you went to a knitting store on your honeymoon. Yeah, I did. And he came with me. And I went to he practices judo, like wrestling thing. So we took one day to like get our hobby fix. So I went to a knit store and he went and bought like a new training suit thingy. Yeah. So I got yarn for this project in Montreal, and my color inspo was the Notre Dame church, which was actually just like next street to our hotel. We went in there, and the colors and the artwork in there is just mind-blowingly beautiful. So I based my color palette on the church and the colors in it. So I'm gonna show you. You need 5 colors. I got all of these in Montreal. And then I added this one. It's a turquoise, dark, moody turquoise green one. Boop. So I added this one when I got home. I got this one. This is from Little Prjónabúðin, but all the other ones were bought on my honeymoon. So this is like my honeymoon shawl. I love it, and I really want to finish it, and I am going to. So this is gonna stay in its project bag, and I am gonna work on it soon, as soon as I have time, because I've seen so many beautiful finished projects and I want to make one for sure. And this yarn just has to become this shawl. It just, there's no other project that I have in mind that I want to use it for. It was bought for this, and it's gonna become it. Okay, I think I'm almost done. Oh, I have another one that I'm gonna frog. This is out of DK wool, merino wool from Vivid Wool as well. I love the colors, and I love the yarn. Super pretty. I love the one in the middle, which is like a mix of orange and gray. I think it's beautiful. I was going to, and I started doing like a brioche thing that was supposed to become like a wrapped scarf thing, and I was designing it, or so I thought, but it's not working out as I wanted to, and I'm gonna use this. I know what I'm gonna use this yarn for, and it's gonna suit the yarn and the colors and everything much better. And I have no I have no interest in designing this anymore. It's not really a design, it was just some idea that I had, and then, you know, it doesn't work out. So this one is gonna go into the frog pile as well. And then I have a project that's really far along. It's the gelato sweater by my friend Chantal, the Flying Yak. I love this. Oh, let me see. I love this cardigan. I, however, need to make some modifications on it because I want it to fit perfectly, and I need to do a little bit of tinking so that it does. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you once I get it untangled here. Okay, I need to stand up for this one. Here it is. I'm gonna show you the back. This is the back, and see, I'm almost done with the first sleeve. It's right here. And then this is how it looks. It's a fadey project. It's really nice, really pretty. What I need to do is I need to frog this pink. Look, it curls up so much. It doesn't look good. So I need to frog it and do it again. I went into like every single stitch as it says in the pattern, but I think like going into 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 should be enough. So I'm gonna rip it out and do it again. Finish the sleeves, and then I have a new cardigan. There's not much left to do, so I am gonna finish this one for sure. It's been on the back burner for a long time, but I was thinking that maybe I should frog it, but no, I don't think I'm gonna do it. It's a big project, and I've done so much work on it, and I'm so close to having it done that I'm just gonna finish it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna love it once it's done. Okay, so that was actually my last project. So I have here 4 projects that I'm gonna rip out and use the yarn for something else. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I'm gonna finish at some point. And yeah, I'm not showing you the socks because I showed you the socks on the last episode. And I have been working on one pair. I like I said last week, I'm gonna give myself 2 weeks to finish each pair. So I've been a good girl. And I've been knitting on one pair, and I'm gonna show you how much I've done. Okay, this is the finished sock. This is the one that I'd finished. So I'm really, really, really proud of myself, actually. Like super proud. I have been working on the second one. And look, you can see, look, this is where I stopped. I only had this much done. But now I'm almost up to the heel flap, or down to the heel flap. Either or. If I put it here next to this one. Yeah, I have about 3. I need to count my rows, but I'm guessing that I have like 3 or 4 more rows to do, and then I can start my heel flap. So I'm really, really hopeful that next week I will have a yellow finished sock pair, and I'm so excited about it. I am. I'm super excited. So yeah, I'm so proud. I'm gonna have my dream sock drawer finished at some point. And today I'm wearing my kangaroo lover. Last week I cast it off and I had weaved in all my ends. I still haven't done a photo shoot of it because the weather has not been nice at all. It's been cold, and yeah, spring is coming, but it's happening really, really, really slowly. So we've had snow and sun and like really freezing temperatures during the night, and then sun and nice weather in the daytime. And yeah, I haven't done a photo shoot, but I can stand up again and show it to you. Yeah, I have to lift it up. Whoop. It's not that long. It's just below my booty. But I really like it. It's really comfortable. The yarn is so nice. And once I have it once I've taken photos of it and have it like completely officially done, I can like go over the yarns that I used and tell you more about it. But I'm super happy with it. I've been using it quite a lot this week, and yeah, it's quickly becoming a favorite of mine. Yes. I was gonna show you some new stash that I got. Yesterday, like I said, I went to my knit group, and Taka, the owner of the knit store, she decided a few weeks back that she was gonna start selling the hand-dyed yarn from Vivid Wool, who's an Icelandic dyer called Hafdís. She was gonna start selling her yarn at the store. So on Friday after work, I went to the knit store called Litla Prjónabúðin, and it closes at 6, but I was there at like 4 or something, and we just hung out and knit and had a good time. And my friend Rosa also came. Then we closed the shop and we went and we had dinner, and we came back to the shop, and then the delivery came from Vivid Wool, and we spent the evening like putting it up and color coordinating it, and I'm gonna show you a photo of how it looked on Friday evening when we had finished putting everything up, and here's a photo of that. And then Saturday came, and we had advertised that Vivid Wool was gonna start selling at Litla Prjónabúðin on Saturday at 11 o'clock once the shop opens. We opened the store I was there at like 10:30. We made coffee and like cleaned up the place and made it super nice. And then we opened the store at like 2 minutes to 11 or something. And we opened the store, and there's a parking lot like in front of the store. We opened the store and all the cars opened, and there was like a crowd of people that came into the store, and the yarn was just gone. It was amazing. It was just like gone. It was such a good day. We had so much fun, and we helped a lot of people picking out projects and colors, and yeah, it was a really, really good day. I managed to get 3 skeins of yarn from Vivid. So I'm gonna show you the new stash that I got this week. It's right here behind me, like always. I always keep this here, and I put my new stuff in it over the week. I've been a bad girl. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna make something pretty out of all of this. But yeah, I've been like throwing everything in here so that I have it on hand when I do my podcasting, so I can show everything. So I'm gonna show you the 3 skeins that I got from Vivid Wool. So I got these 3. They're so pretty. I love them. This one, I'm gonna go over them one by one. This one is actually, the color is not showing up correctly. It's more of a grassy green color. No speckles, just hand dyed with like a beautiful subtle highs and lows kind of in it. It's called Garður. They all have Icelandic names. Garður is garden. So it's fingering weight, 100% merino, 400 meters in 100 grams. And I love green. I love yellow, but green is also like a color that I really like. And it, I wear it a lot and it really looks good on me. So I fell in love with this one. So that one came home with me. And this one here has some yellow speckles in it. I think it's beautiful. It's called sandlóa, which is a bird that I don't know the English name for. I have no idea. And I don't feel like Googling it. And I really like the Icelandic names. I just want to, I want to keep them. Just not translate all of them. The next one, the third and last one that I got, is also like a yellow orangey one with speckles. This one is called Glóbristingur, and they're all the same base. And then I got a gift from my friend Birna. She knows, like everybody who knows me, that I'm a huge Prince fan. Prince is my favorite artist of all time. I've loved him since I was a baby. And my friend Birna is, she is in Ching Fibers. Wow, how do you say it? Like, she signed up for one of their clubs, so she's getting shipments from Ching Fibers, I think, for the next 3 months. And the yarn that she got this month is called Purple Rain, and she got 2 of them. And she was like, I don't need 2, I just need 1. And you definitely need one. So she gave me one. So now I have yarn called Purple Rain, which is amazing. And I'm so happy and I'm so thankful. So thank you so much, Birna. Look, Purple Rain. And thank you, Layla, for making this beautiful, beautiful yarn color and naming it after one of my favorite songs of all time. I'm so happy with this one. And then I had a yarn ball of some opal yarn, and I wasn't really opal sock yarn, and I wasn't really connecting with the color. I don't know why I picked it out in the first place. It was quite some time ago that I picked it out, so maybe my taste has changed or something. I mean, it had just been lying in my stash and doing nothing for me. I wasn't feeling inspired about it. It's a beautiful colorway. It just wasn't talking to me. So I took it to the knit store, and Dagga was just like, yeah, just pick something else. I'll take this one back and you can just pick something else. So I picked this because Operation Sock Drawer is still going strong, as I proved to you. So I picked out this Regia tweed. It makes stripes, and I love stripes. And it has like turquoise green and brown and red and orange and mauve, and I think it's beautiful. So I decided to get this one instead of the other one that wasn't inspiring me. The colorway is 07493. I wish the colors from Regia had names instead of numbers. I'm not a fan of yarn that only has numbers for colorways. I mean, I know it's convenient, but I get such a kick out of yarns that actually have names instead of numbers. I think it's so much fun, and sometimes it's just so fitting that you're just like, oh my god, of course this is the name for the yarn for this color. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's amazing when dyers take the time to actually find names for their colorways. I think it's amazing, and it can be so inspiring as well. It kind of speaks to you in a different way. And then I have something amazing to show you. I think it's amazing. On my first episode, I talked about Edinburgh Yarn Festival and meeting my friend Edda Lilja there. Edda Lilja has a yarn store in Hafnarfjörður, and she made me this, I requested a custom project bag for her because she had been drawing on project bags and selling them at her shop, and she came running when she was leaving on Saturday in Edinburgh, and she gave me one, and I was like, yes, but I still want the custom one. And she was like, yes, of course, but you can keep this one as well. And then this week on Friday, she was like, your bag is finished, you can come and pick it up. And I was like, I can't make it today because I've already made these plans with Dagga for the Vivid Wool setup and everything, but I'm gonna try and come like this weekend or next week. And she was like, okay. So when we closed Litla Prjónabúðin yesterday at 2, we decided to go to a cafe, and we decided to go to a cafe in Hafnarfjörður. And at the store is in Hafnarfjörður, and she was open until 4. So, of course, I stopped by. I was so excited to get my bag. And she made me the most perfect bag. I mean, I don't think I could have done a better job at describing myself, even if I tried. It's absolutely perfect. I'm gonna show it to you. Okay. Look at this. How amazing. It says knit friends are the best friends, because that's, I mean, it's the truth. And I use this hashtag all the time on Instagram. And then, I mean, this is me. And this is the Barba mom knitting tattoo that I have on my shoulder. I can actually show it to you. Look. This is Barba mama, and she's knitting. And this is my tattoo, and I absolutely love it. I'm so in love with this tattoo. I had like an old, really ugly one here, and I put this over, and I couldn't be happier. So she put that here because she decided that I was gonna wear, this is a sweater that I own that I absolutely love. And she loves it too. She tries to steal it from me every time she sees me wearing it. And then, of course, I have a bag full of yarn. And it has like little hashtags like indie yarn, Instagram, yarngasm, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, the Sharon shenanigans that I knitted and love, and is just one of my favorite projects to date. And it's in my colors. It's just, my heart sings when I see this. So Ata, I don't know how to thank you. Honestly, I'm so happy with this bag. Thank you. Tak. I love it. It's so perfect. It's so me. It's amazing. I still haven't found the perfect project to go in it, because it needs to be something that's really me. But it's gonna happen, I promise. And then when I was visiting her store, of course I had to get some yarn. And I mean, even the yarn that I got matches the bag. How funny is that? This is also from an Icelandic dyer. It's called Vassnes yarn. I got two different bases, actually. I got the perfect sock base. This one is called Að vera eða ekki vera, to be or not to be. It's a brownie mustardy color. It's 80% merino and 20% nylon. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for a shawl or socks. I haven't decided yet, but I really like the color and the dye job on it, so I got one of these. And then she had sport weight. You can hardly ever find sport weight in Iceland, so it was sport weight, it was mustard color, so it had to come home with me. I actually have this color as well in her in her 100% merino 4-ply base, and I really like that one. But yeah, I decided to get this one. So this one is called Gullímynd, gold something, finding gold. So yeah, that's it, you know, for what I got this week. I know it's a lot. I mean, it's 6, 7 skeins of yarn, and then of course my awesome project bag. I just want to kind of like walk around with it like this all day, every day. It's so perfect. So perfect. Thank you all who answered question of the week. Now I actually have an answer as well. A lot of people said that they had a few whips going. I officially have 7 at the moment. They were 10, but I'm gonna frog. No, 11. I'm gonna frog 4 of them and use the yarn for something else, because I'm gonna be a good knitter and like actually use my yarn and finish my projects and be more efficient, so to speak. Next week, I think I'm almost done for today. Ooh, I have a question of the week for you, and that is, do you knit in public? And if you knit in public, where do you knit? Like, what's your favorite place to knit in public? I love knitting in cafes and bars. I love having like a glass of wine or a beer or something and hang out with friends and knit. I think it's so much fun to do. And I also like knitting on the bus when I take the bus. I knit everywhere. I really don't care. And I love how people like find it interesting, and sometimes they come up to you and are like, wow, what are you doing and what are you making? And think that you're so talented that you can do this and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, it's a conversation starter for sure. And I really like it. So I want to know if you knit in public, and if you do, what's your favorite public knitting place? And if you don't, why not? Do it. I mean, try it out. It's a lot of fun. And it's nothing to be shy about. I promise. I was also gonna tell you that next week, my friend Hildur Ír, who is a designer, who designed the Quality Street shawl that I showed you last episode, she's coming here. She's joining me next week, and we're gonna talk about her designs, her upcoming mystery knit along, why she knits and when she decided to start designing and what she has been designing and what's on her knitting schedule for the next year or so. And we are also going to have wow, I'm lost in translation again. We're also going to have like a small game thing, so you can win an award. So yeah, next week Hildur is going to join me, and we're going to have like a small interview with her and go over her designing process and designs and stuff. So I hope you join me next week, and I would really love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up and comment like on the question of the week, because I kind of want to get this podcast out there, and it really helps if you subscribe or do a thumbs up for the algorithm of the internet thing, and even share it if you know people that enjoy knitting podcasts. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me this week. I'm gonna go and organize my projects that I'm gonna continue with. I'm gonna take my new stash and put it away, and I'm gonna rip out some of the projects that I'm not gonna work on anymore, so that I have the yarn ready for projects that I actually want to do. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.